the full story. I'm going to put this in the front and in the back of the video. An investigation going on here on 32nd Street between 6th and 7th. A gentleman was trying to remove a boot off of his car that was put on there, and he was approached by police officers. He came out swinging with a meat cleaver, then started running up from 30th and Broadway to here, where he hit an off-duty police officer with the meat cleaver, and then shots were fired. And this is where we're at. He's in the hospital. He's not dead, and he's in critical condition, being operated on, and the officers are being taken care of in the hospital too. They're expected to survive. This is the investigation. It's a major investigation, and that's the gist of the story right now. Looks like the bomb squad. It is the bomb squad. Special units, looks like a detective or unmarked, no, ESU van, Counterterrorism Bureau, ESU K9. So I'm gonna check out. Alright, there's news crews everywhere. I don't even know if these guys are responding to the shooting scene, but alright, there's something going on over here. I'm gonna go check it out. Oh, this looks like it's an entirely different scene from that one with the shooting. Okay, so I came over here and the bomb squad was responding to another call. Something going on here on Broadway and West 30th Street with this car here. They're doing a major search and investigation. They got the dog out.
Guys, you can't go down there. Go that way.
To get south?
Go one block over and go south. Okay? Don't worry about it. Right now, just go that way.
So the bomb squad is investigating this car right here. We just came over here from the other scene, and we're gonna find out what they're doing. They have the dog out, the dog sniffing everything inside the car. Hercules officers are all around. We don't know if this is related to the other situation, but excuse me. but they're investigating over here.
Guys, you can't walk that way. Just go around the block.
It looks like it's okay because they would have gotten all of us out of here if it's something really dangerous. So this situation is on Broadway and 30th. You have ESU bomb squad detectives going through a car, searching suitcases on the floor down there, and examining that little white car there. If there was something really, really bad, they wouldn't let us be nowhere near here. So whatever it is, they just got to investigate it. Yeah. So this is where the bomb squad was responding to, in the ESU K9 unit. And that other van was ESU back there. So they're checking out a car. I just noticed that the car has a boot on first front tire. It's a little yellow mechanism that prevents it from driving when they own tickets and stuff like that. But at the same time, the bomb squad is going through all the suitcases and packages inside. I'm going to continue to monitor it. It looks like they went through everything. Alright, it looks like that car is alright. It looks like it's been searched properly. Investigation continues. It's a brand new bomb squad. It's 2015, but they got it really late, so it's fairly brand new. I'm gonna watch a little bit longer until they open this up. Seems like everything's been checked. Actually, looks like they're putting stuff back in the car. A lot of detectives over there. Captains everywhere. Heavily armed officers down that way. It looks like they're wrapping this up here. They just brought in another K9 unit. He's over there by that car. Alright, they opened that up. So I'm gonna get a quick peek over there. That was the bomb squad taking up. And it looks like this is going to be cleared up pretty soon. Okay. The doggy's barking at me in there. There's NYPD. So there's a shooting 2 blocks away, and apparently there was a bomb scare here. Some of the detectives for this scene. They're opening up to traffic, so I guess everything's okay. I'm gonna try to go get some footage on the other scene, and then I'm out of here. That's it for this scene.
Keep it moving, please.
Sorry. Hashtag Timen.
Dia naka-delay.
Okay, we set? Set? One set. That's a great shot.
Good evening. In a few moments, Chief of Department James O'Neill will give you a detailed briefing of an officer-involved shooting incident that occurred earlier this evening, approximately 5 o'clock, at 116 West 32nd Street, immediately behind us. 3 of our officers during that incident were injured. We moved to Bellevue Hospital. I earlier visited all 3. One of our officers sustained a significant injury to his face when he was struck by the suspect, who was a meat cleaver. Good spirits, but had a very significant injury to his head caused by the suspect wielding that meat cleaver. The suspect was shot and is in critical condition, was being moved up to the operating room when I was at the hospital. We believe that 3 of our officers fired approximately 18 shots. This information, as always, is preliminary as the investigation continues. Chief of Department, Chief O'Neill, will now give you a more detailed description of the events and forward here this evening at approximately 5 o'clock.
Thanks, Commissioner. Good evening, everyone. Just as the Commissioner said, just keep in mind this is preliminary information. This incident happened about 2 hours ago, so we're giving you what we have so far. So shortly before 5 p.m. this afternoon, 2 uniformed officers from the MIDTOWN South Precinct responded to a call for a possible crime in progress at West 31st Street and Broadway. Upon arriving at the location, they encountered a male who then pulled an 11-inch meat cleaver from his waistband and proceeded to flee on foot westbound. The officers pursued him and broadcast his description over the radio. The suspect continued to run to 6th Avenue, northbound with a cleaver in his hand. Several officers from the MIDTOWN South Precinct and Transit Bureau joined in the foot pursuit. In the vicinity of West 32nd Street, a uniformed sergeant deployed a taser, striking the suspect without apparent effect. The suspect continued to run westbound on 32nd Street towards 7th Avenue, which is right behind us. At mid-block, the suspect mounted the front grille of a marked police car that was responding to the call. At this point, an off-duty detective in civilian clothes attempted to subdue the suspect. The detective was struck in the head by the cleaver, causing an approximate 6-inch gash from his temple about down to his jaw. Uniform officers then fired at the suspect, striking him several times. The detective and the suspect were transported to Bellevue Hospital. The detective is currently listed in serious condition. The suspect is in critical but stable condition. 2 additional officers sustained non-life-threatening injuries during the encounter. It has not been determined how these injuries were sustained at this time. The suspect is identified as Akram, A-K-R-A-M, Joda, J-O-U-D-E-H. He's a male, 32 years old. His last known address is in Queens, but we believe he was living in his car.
We can take some questions now.
Yes. Was it necessary to fire 18 shots in a busy area?
Excuse me, say that again?
18 shots. The commissioner said 18 shots were fired in a busy area. Was it necessary?
All right. Keep in mind that he had just attacked an off-duty officer. He's got an 18-inch, 6-inch gash on his face. He's got an 11-inch meat cleaver. Right? He was fired till the threat. They shot until the threat was stopped.
Chief, what was the crime in progress that they were responding to?
We heard that he was trying to remove a boot from his car. Is that?
Yeah, that is correct. The initial call, the crime in progress, it was a criminal mischief, and the suspect was trying to remove a boot from his car.
And so Chief, could you just elaborate a little bit more on that? Was he had taken the cleaver to remove the boot? Do you know more about that whole?
By the time we got there, the officers had started to question him, and they saw there was damage to the boot.
Chief, do you know how long that suspect was approaching the two officers with the cleaver? Is that what you said? I didn't hear you correctly.
Yeah, initially, when the officers started to talk to the suspect, at some point he did pull out the cleaver and start to run. That started at West 31st Street, Broadway.
After he struck that officer?
No. The foot pursuit started. The initial call was 31st and Broadway. They come up this way, they run westbound, and the shots were fired behind.
What I'm saying, after he attacked that officer, before the shots were fired, was he approaching the officers that shot him with that cleaver?
As we were pursuing him, we have video of the incident. He has the cleaver in his hand, and you can clearly see it, and he's waving it around.
Chief, do you know how long? Sorry,
Thank you.
Do you know how long he was working on the boot before officers arrived?
As I said, this is all preliminary information, and that'll be part of the investigation as we go through it.
Chief, any
Chief,
more
was
info
he saying
on
anything to
Hold
the
on, one at a
officer
time.
during the incident? Was he yelling anything, saying anything, explaining?
We're not getting to that this time.
prior history
Hold on.
Chief,
History on this guy you can reveal to us?
Criminal
He's got
past?
a number of arrests, but I don't want to go into detail with it right now.
Is there any indication this is terrorist related?
At this point, the initial radio run was a crime in progress, the criminal mischief, and as part of our investigation, nothing's off the table.
Is it thought he was living in that car? Because there seems to be a lot of things being removed from it.
It's a possibility.
Does he have any family?
Again, this is 2 hours into the investigation.
We'll have more information, DCBI.
Chief, could you tell us about the two officers? Tell us about the two officers.
If I may, we have significant video of this incident. My viewing of the video, my conversations with the officers at the hospital, I want to commend them for their performance. I know you raised the question about 18 shots. We have a character running down the street waving a cleaver. Despite that, the officers approached him, sought to take him in custody, during which time one of them received a very significant injury to his face, at which time, based on the preliminary investigation, the officers fired sufficient rounds to stop the attacks on the officers. I want to commend them for their bravery and performance of duty, and push back right off the bat about the number of shots that were fired. Sufficient shots were fired to deter the attack on my officers by this suspect.
And just in addition to that, just keep in mind, one of the officers was off duty, and he chose to intervene.
That's the officer that received the most significant injury.
The off-duty officer, Commissioner?
A taser was deployed by a sergeant. Can you walk us through that scene? I didn't get it.
Again, this is all going to be on video. It's part of the investigation. We'll try to figure out why the taser wasn't effective.
The off-duty officer identified?
Not yet. We won't identify anyone at the moment, any of the officers.
Families are still on the way.
Can you tell us about him? Was he at the right place at the right time? How did he get involved? The off-duty officer.
The off-duty officer is on his way home from court, heading to Penn Station, saw the foot pursuit, and did what we would expect any New York City police officer to do, self-engaged.
All right, thank you, folks.
Commissioner Ortiz, I wonder if you could just say how close
We'll have more
to these...
information later.
Thank you.
We'll have more information later. This is 2 hours old.
Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
we'll get some more.
Thank you, sir.
All right, this is the scene here, an investigation going on, the full story. I'm gonna put this in the front and in the back of the video. An investigation going on here on 32nd Street between 6th and 7th. A gentleman was trying to remove a boot off of his car that was put on there, and he was approached by police officers. He came out swinging with a meat cleaver, then started running up from 30th and Broadway to here, where he hit an off-duty police officer with the meat cleaver, and then shots were fired, and this is where we're at. He's in the hospital, he's not dead, and he's in critical condition, being operated on, and the officers are being taken care of in the hospital too. They're expected to survive. This is the investigation. It's a major investigation, and that's the gist of the story right now.
Did you really hear that?
Okay.